Hey bro, as you might remember, I have already done one video about depression and how to fix it or how to get rid of it. And I just wanted to get a bit deeper into it because I think we didn't actually address the causes of depression. So in this video, I want to basically just take you on take you on a journey through my thoughts on what causes depression, because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I've been talking about it a lot lately, and I've come to a very clear and interesting conclusion. I would like to see whether you feel the same about it or not. So without further ado, let's just get into it. What causes depression? Or what is it, more precise, that makes us feel depressed? First of all, I think our generation is probably the generation in the entire history of mankind that is challenged with the problem of depression the most. If you think about the generation of our great-grandparents, right, who went probably through both world wars, or who have been born between the two world wars, if you just take a brief moment and think about the lives that they had as children and young adults, I'm pretty sure to say that their lives have been way harder than our lives have. I'm pretty sure that we can say that they've been going through a lot more struggle, much more struggle than we have until this point, right? Life has been tough to them. Life has been hard to them, especially if they grew up in war-torn countries. I mean, no doubt, right? And yet, you don't really hear people talking about this generation having been depressed, feeling depressed. You don't hear that a lot, right? And the same goes for the generation after them, right? Our grandparents and our parents. You don't really hear them talk about depression that much. It's always our generation that seems to magically face this new enemy, which is called depression, this new spectacular illness that befalls mankind, right? But I think it's safe to say that people hundreds of years ago definitely also felt depressed. They definitely did. But, and here comes the first thing that I believe changed everything. I think they didn't have time to think about what they felt. I believe they did not have the time to consider, to sit back and say, ooh, I don't feel good. I feel depressed. No, there was no time for it. Plow the fields, go to war, build a house. I don't know, right? You get the point. I think that they might have very well had times in which they felt horrible, but they didn't tell anyone. Now, of course, nowadays you're being told that, oh yeah, you should talk about all of your problems and you should look, give in to your feelings and stuff like that. No, I don't think that's the right way, okay? I don't think that that's the right approach to feeling depressed, to feeling bad. I don't think that you have to cave in and accept the fact that you are, that you have a depression, right? You can feel depressed, there's no doubt about it. But I believe that you shouldn't cave in, and I think that's exactly what they did. Now, of course, I might be wrong here because I don't know, maybe their drinking habits were different, right? Maybe, especially men of these older generations, maybe they just drowned their depressions in alcohol. Might very well be true. But on the other hand, I think the same goes for our generation. I think that our generation is using drugs all the time. We're not talking of alcohol only, right? I think we are amongst the worst and most degenerate generations of mankind, of mankind's history. And so this is the first thing that came to my mind, right? That maybe the generations before us simply did not have time to consider the fact, or the possibility, rather the possibility, that they might be depressed. There was no time for it. Now, from that standpoint, from that viewpoint, what's the problem that our generation faces? It's not depression in itself. Yes, there are millions of depressed teenagers and young adolescents and young adults who just don't feel good, right? There are millions, probably tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions. I hope it's not hundreds of millions, but I think tens of millions who openly admit to the fact that they are depressed. What's different? What's different between us and the generations that came before us, that had to go through so many struggles and yet did not complain about feeling depressed? Where's the difference? Well, I believe the big difference is that our generation has nothing to strive for. Let me explain. If you are 12 nowadays and you need friends, right? You're at home and you want to meet friends. The only thing you have to do is play a video game online. And you meet your friends there, right? You meet your friends online. You don't have to go out and meet them. You don't actually have to, I don't know, take the bike and cycle to the next town to meet your friends. You can just turn on your computer or whatever you're playing your games on and enter this false reality. And there you meet your friends. First thing. Okay, next thing. Let's just scale up the age a bit. Let's say you're between 15 and 18. You're a teenager and you want sex. You're a teenager and you want an intimate relationship. You're a teenager and you want a relationship. Well, never mind girls. Who gives a shit? Just turn on Pornhub. It's that easy. Just Google up porn. That's it. Or buy an OnlyFans, right? Just donate to OnlyFans girls and chat with them. Although it's Filipino chatters that work there 24/7 and just work through their normal working schedule and chat with you and make you feel like you're chatting with a girl that you're giving $300 to every single day. Because that's how it's going, right? I mean, come on. None of these girls can be active 24/7 all through the year. They just can't. They hire professionals to do their work for them, which is an open secret, right? I think that's called oxymoron, but I might be wrong with it. So if I'm wrong with it, please correct me in the comments. So that's the next thing, right? Friends, no need to meet them in real life. Just turn on your computer and, I don't know, play Fortnite, right? That's one thing. Sex, never mind. Relationships, never mind. Just look up Pornhub. Just look up Pornhub. School, yeah, you might get an education, sure, but whatever, just you go to school and you get your education, well, and then that's it, right? And food, but honestly, I think that most of us don't have to think about food. I mean, food's there all the time. There's no problem with it. And it goes on and on and on and on with it, right? This is the reality that our generation and the younger ones of our generations are facing. There's no need for us to do anything. We can stay at home. Of course, at some point, life's gonna hit you in the face, right? But up until that point, There's no need for you to do anything. Now, the purpose of self-improvement is that you realize that, oh, fuck yeah, Jasper's right? We have to do something before life hits us in the face. That's the purpose of self-improvement. We want to be prepared and we want to be able in life. Our generation is actively disabling itself by taking away drive, by taking away the need to do something. We don't have to go out to meet friends any longer. We don't have to meet people to have intimate relationships with. There's no need for that. It's online. It's artificial, but it's online, right? And so the void grows ever deeper, the void grows ever more all-encompassing, the void grows ever stronger in us. Yet we fill it, and for a short moment in time, we think that we have what we strive for, but actually there's nothing. And the emptiness, the void in us just grows deeper and deeper and deeper. We lack drive. There's nothing for us to strive towards. There's nothing for a generation to... There's no war to be fought. There's no war to be fought. There's no new continent to discover. Of course we have challenges. Of course we do have challenges. We have them. Obviously we do. Our generation is fucking degenerate. That's the biggest challenge that we're facing. But most of us don't see it because it's too fucking comfortable to just stay at home and do nothing. It's too fucking comfortable. Well, obviously, when you're not doing anything, when you're not meeting people, when you're not having real intimate relationships with people, when you're not interacting with people, when you're not interacting with life, well, obviously you are at some point in time going to feel depressed. And given the fact that most of us are so fucking lazy that we don't do anything, we are not going to change our situation once we are depressed. Therefore, nothing changes, it all only gets worse and worse and worse. So I think the reason as to why our generation has so many depressed people in it, the reason as to why so many of us are depressed is simply the fact that we lack ambition, we lack drive, we lack goals. I think that is the reason for why most people in our generation are depressed. It's because we don't have anything to strive for. At least we are being told that there's nothing to strive for, while actually there is millions of things to improve. We can improve Earth. We can improve the way that we interact with Earth. We can improve the way that we interact with each other. There's so many things to do, so many wars to be fought. And I'm not talking about physical wars, I'm talking about mental wars, right? We're on the forefront of this mental war and no one fucking sees it. No one fucking sees it. The enemy's at the gates. The enemy's already penetrated the walls. Laziness. And yet most of us don't do anything. And we just fall deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And then we take medications because we think it's going to fix it. It's not going to fix fucking anything. It's not going to change anything. You have to change. You are the problem. You are the root of the problem. You are the reason as to why you have depressions. Why you feel depressed. We, our generation, is the reason as to why we feel depressed. So how can you fix it? Again, I've done a video on that already, but I feel like we can go on here. So if one of the main reasons as to why our generation is so depressed is the fact that we lack goals, we lack ambition, well, then the simplest way to get rid of it is to have goals and be full of ambition. Now, if you don't know what to improve, if you don't know what to strive for, then look no further but into the mirror. Look at yourself. You have to improve yourself. There's so much that you can make better about yourself. So much. This is your war. This in here and in here. Look no further. Improve yourself. That is your goal. That should be your goal. That should be the thing you strive for. Because guess what? If you improve yourself, you're going to improve your surrounding. You're going to uplift everybody around you because you are becoming better, stronger, more disciplined, more focused, and people will notice. And you will, if you're strong enough, lift them up too. So, in essence, when you improve yourself, it's only a matter of time that you start improving others around you. So I think, again, to sum it all up, the reason as to why so many people are depressed in our generation is simply the fact that we don't have ambition, that we don't have anything to strive for. If you want something to strive for, then look no further but to yourself. You need to improve yourself, and trust me, you're gonna get busy with it. And I personally think that's the example that I use with our great-grandparents. I think that they were just too fucking busy to be depressed. So therefore, in conclusion, fix yourself in order to fix your depression. Get active, set yourself some goals, improve yourself, and see how you transform yourself and the world around you. That's been it for this video, guys. Again, this is my opinion. I might be completely wrong with it. If you feel like I'm missing something, if you feel like I'm wrong about something, then tell me in the comments. That's why we have them. I appreciate it a lot, right? I love it when I see that people react, when I see that people have different opinions. I love that because you might actually change my mind, right? So that's it for this video. I love you all to pieces. Feel free to leave a like. Feel free to subscribe to my channel to show the support. If you don't want to support me, then that's okay too. I love you all. See you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.